An Alaska high school swimmer who was disqualified from the competition.
A female official disqualified the swimmer, saying her swimwear was revealing too much of her buttocks.
She said the official replied that the bottom of the girl's suit was so far up I could see butt cheek touching butt cheek.
All right, so this week you may have heard the ridiculous story of a 17-year-old swimmer who had just won her meet only to be disqualified after a referee ruled that her swimsuit was, quote, immodest and revealed too much of her backside, and so her victory had to be reversed.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Parents of students on the swim team viewed the rule as a gray area, pointing out that the swimwear can shift during a race. A swimming coach who is a friend of the disqualified swimmer's family said she believed the ruling was made because the girl is, quote, fuller figured.
Alaska high school student was wearing the school-issued swimsuit to compete, but the official in this situation did not see her time or her impressive performance, but the way her swimsuit sat on her figure afterwards. Now, this is something, according to a school district executive, this official in particular has a history of doing, specifically towards the swimmer involved and her sister, in a pattern of unfair enforcement over the past year, which many believe is due to their figure. In fact, one parent went as far to creepily photograph the swimmer without her knowledge or consent and circulated the images online as, quote, evidence that her attire is immoral. I mean, because doing that, that's not immoral, right? That's perfectly normal. You couldn't go to jail for that. According to activists who have taken to this case and expressed outrage, the swimmer is being policed and demonized for the way her suit fits her, quote, curvier, fuller-figured body. And this is the issue at hand. In a society where people are constantly body-shamed, especially girls, and especially black girls in regards to their figure, this goes to demonstrate how early this prejudice comes into play. I mean, you take Serena Williams as the perfect example. She's constantly had her body policed throughout her career in some desperate, failed attempt to minimize her greatness.
Why I didn't get, excuse me, can you talk louder so everyone can hear you asking me about my drugs? Okay. I've never tested positive. I've always gotten a TB, so you should fact check that.
And we live in a world where young girls are constantly bombarded with images that are supposed to portray the perfect figure or how one should look, when we should really be celebrating our diversity. This girl should be celebrated for her accomplishments, the commitment to a sport that she's clearly shown and that she's great at, not be shamed and embarrassed because some bigoted individual so envious of her greatness decided to try and diminish her achievements.
Well, the Alaska School Activities Association says the disqualification was an error, so it's been overturned.
It is worth noting the decision has since been overturned, with the school district investigating the official involved, but that doesn't right this wrong, does it? It's not even close. We need to be better.